He's not just another YouTuber. He's the guy who gives away islands, buys houses for strangers, and makes million-dollar videos. From a small bedroom in North Carolina to building a YouTube empire worth hundreds of millions, he's completely rewritten the rules of being a creator. This is MrBeast. MrBeast's journey began in 2012 when 13-year-old Jimmy Donaldson started uploading videos under the name MrBeast 6000. Growing up, he was obsessed with YouTube. He made gaming videos, estimated other YouTubers' wealth, and even dabbled in YouTube drama commentary. For years, he worked quietly in the shadows, obsessing over YouTube's algorithm like a mad scientist. He once admitted he'd spend entire days glued to his computer, dissecting what made videos go viral. By 2016, after 4 years of hard work, he had only 30,000 subscribers. He even quit college to do YouTube full-time, something his mom didn't like. It seemed crazy until one big idea changed everything. In January 2017, Jimmy posted a video called, "I counted to 100,000. He really did count out loud to 100,000. It took 40 hours, though the video was sped up. That strange challenge went viral, getting tens of thousands of views in days. People found it oddly fun to watch, and it showed Jimmy was ready to do anything for a video. From that moment, the gamer-turned-creator had found his crazy formula for YouTube fame, and he never looked back. After his first viral hit, Jimmy landed his first brand deal, $10,000 from a company. But instead of keeping it, he gave every dollar to a homeless man, filmed it, and uploaded the video. That single act turned philanthropy into entertainment. From then on, giveaways became his signature move. By 2018, he had already given away over $1 million in stunts and charity, earning the title of YouTube's biggest philanthropic entertainer. Cars, houses, cash, nothing was off the table. But one giveaway hit Jimmy harder than any of the others. In what became known as the $10,000 pizza tip, he surprised a delivery driver with a massive tip. At first, the man barely reacted, and Jimmy thought he didn't care. The next day, though, the driver returned in tears. He explained he hadn't seen his daughter in ages because he worked every single day. Jimmy's tip gave him the chance to finally take a day off and be with her. He hugged Jimmy, sobbing into his shoulder, calling it the best day of his life. For all the cars, islands, and mountains of cash he's given away, it was that moment, a dad getting one day with his child, that made MrBeast himself cry. The growth after 2017 was anything but gradual. In 2017, he passed 1 million. In 2018, he hit 10 million, and by mid-2022, he became the second YouTuber after PewDiePie to reach 100 million subscribers. Soon after, he earned a Guinness World Record with 112 million. The growth kept speeding up. By October 2023, he had over 200 million. In July 2024, he hit 300 million and celebrated with a massive video called 50 YouTubers Fight for $1 Million. Less than a year later, in 2025, he became the first YouTuber to reach 400 million subscribers. As of the time of this video, MrBeast's main channel has approximately 440 million subscribers and a total of approximately 95.8 billion views. According to ViewStats, which is owned by MrBeast, estimates his monthly earnings from YouTube alone are between $1.5 million to $4.1 million, and yearly income of $25 million to $284 million. That kind of growth doesn't come from luck. It comes from relentless scaling, reinvestment, and constantly pushing boundaries. What do you do when counting to 100,000 is no longer enough? You level up. Jimmy's content evolved into epic viral challenges, staying underwater for 24 hours, spinning fidget spinners non-stop, building giant obstacle courses, and more. The scale of his work expanded until some of his videos look like reality TV. In 2021, MrBeast spent an estimated $3.5 million recreating the entire set of Squid Game and invited 456 random contestants to compete for a $456,000 prize. The result? One of the most watched YouTube videos of that year, proving Jimmy could rival Netflix on a YouTube budget. He's also done outrageous experiments, like a real-life Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory challenge, constructing a candy factory set where fans competed for a golden ticket worth $500,000. In MrBeast's world, no idea is too crazy or too expensive. if it makes for an epic video. This innovative, high-risk content style has redefined YouTube virality, and countless other creators are now imitating his over-the-top challenge format.
Beyond the clicks and crazy concepts, MrBeast has made philanthropy a central theme of his career, effectively turning charitable giving into must-watch content. In 2019, he teamed up with former NASA engineer Mark Rober to launch #TeamTrees, a viral fundraiser that ultimately raised over $24 million to plant 20 million trees around the world. Big names like Elon Musk chipped in, and the campaign showed how Jimmy could rally the internet for a good cause. Not stopping at forests, MrBeast and Rober followed up with Team Seas in 2021, raising more than $30 million to remove trash from the ocean. These crowdfunding challenges were massive, but Jimmy took his charity work even further with personal projects and videos. In late 2020, he launched a new YouTube channel and charity, Beast Philanthropy, devoted entirely to helping people. He literally started his own food pantry in his hometown of Greenville, North Carolina, to distribute free food to families in need. All the revenue from that channel is poured into charitable causes. In fact, the Beast Philanthropy channel itself has over 28 million subscribers tuning in to see generosity in action. MrBeast's philanthropic videos have included paying for 1,000 people's cataract surgeries so they could see again, giving 20,000 kids their first pairs of shoes, and donating tens of thousands of hearing aids. Life-changing acts presented in uplifting viral videos. He even led a #TeamWater campaign in 2022 to 2023 that helped raise $40 million in 1 month to fund clean water projects. Of course, these huge charity drives aren't without critics. Some have debated the YouTube philanthropy style, but there's no doubt MrBeast has revolutionized how online creators can drive real-world good. He's essentially YouTube's unofficial philanthropist-in-chief, turning kindness into a global trending topic. Jimmy didn't stop at content and charity.
He built real businesses. In December 2020, Jimmy introduced MrBeast Burger, a delivery-only fast food brand that started with 300 locations at launch and instantly broke the internet with demand. Using hundreds of restaurants through ghost kitchens, the chain spread fast. By early 2025, there were over 2,000 locations across the US and around the world, from Europe to Asia. Basically, you could order a Beast-style burger in 45 US states and at least a dozen countries. That makes MrBeast the only YouTuber with a multinational fast food chain to his name, flexing serious entrepreneurial muscle beyond the screen. The hype peaked in September 2022 when he opened the first physical MrBeast burger in New Jersey's American Dream Mall. About 10,000 fans swarmed the grand opening, making the place look more like a concert than a restaurant. The outlet broke records for the most burgers sold in one day, with fans lining up around the block chanting his name. Reports even claim the chain pulled in $100 million in revenue in its first 7 months. Though Jimmy later voiced frustrations with quality control as the brand scaled so quickly, the impact was undeniable. A stunt that began with him giving away free burgers on YouTube had turned into a real-world business empire. Then came something sweeter. In January 2022, Jimmy launched Feastables, his own snacks company, starting with the MrBeast bar. Creative flavors, a healthier recipe, and golden ticket prizes made it an instant hit. Jimmy even built a real chocolate factory and invited fans to compete for it Willy Wonka style. The strategy worked. Feastables sold $10 million worth of chocolate in its first few months. The brand has since expanded to cookies and other snacks, hitting shelves in Walmart and selling out online. With quirky branding and non-stop promotion in Jimmy's videos and ads, Feastables has become one of the most successful creator-led food products in the world. And Jimmy didn't stop there. In 2024, he added Lunchly, a healthier snack kit brand launched in partnership with KSI and Logan Paul. Together, the trio tapped into the rising demand for better-for-you snacks, pushing MrBeast's food empire even further.
Today, MrBeast seems unstoppable, but in high school, he faced a battle that nearly ended everything. Crohn's disease. It's a chronic illness that causes severe digestive problems, and Jimmy was diagnosed at just 15. Suddenly, he was running to the bathroom 10+ times a day, dealing with intense stomach pain and dropping weight fast. In one summer, he went from 180 pounds to only 139. And remember, He's over 6 feet 2 inches. In his own words, he became a frail little twig. His energy was gone. He could barely get out of bed, let alone play sports or go to school. Baseball, a game he once loved, was over. His mom described that time as earth-shattering, watching her son waste away, covered in acne from treatments and crushed by constant pain. Crohn's isn't usually fatal, but it never goes away. Jimmy now gets regular IV infusions of a drug called Remicade every 8 weeks and sticks to a strict diet to keep flare-ups under control. That's why you'll often see him eating the same simple foods in his videos. But here's the twist. Crohn's may have shaped the MrBeast we know today. Stuck at home, too sick for sports or normal high school life, Jimmy turned to the only thing he could still do: YouTube. He poured every bit of energy he had into making videos, day after day. Looking back, he calls it a blessing in disguise. Without Crohn's, he might have gone to college on a baseball scholarship or taken a regular job, and the world might never have gotten its biggest philanthropic entertainer. Jimmy has even made videos raising awareness for Crohn's, letting others know they're not alone. As he once said, "I might be one of the least energetic people you'll ever meet. I get tired easily, but I pour what energy I do have into what I love." And that made all the difference. MrBeast is famous for his wild last to leave challenges, where he's given away islands, jets, and millions of dollars. But he's planned one final challenge that won't happen until after his death, and it might be his craziest idea ever. Jimmy has said that when he dies, he wants his closest friends, Carl, Chris, Chandler, and Nolan, to play a last to take your hand off my tombstone challenge. The winner would inherit his entire YouTube empire, worth over $1 billion. When he first revealed this, fans thought he was joking, but he's repeated it many times, even running a Twitter poll in 2023 to confirm Nolan should be included. Over 65% of fans voted yes. Jimmy laughed that now his friends want me to die because the prize is so huge. He's also given strict instructions. No matter how sad everyone is at his funeral, the challenge must go on. Hands on the tombstone, last one to remove it gets everything, he said. And no bullying the winner. They're just doing what I wanted. Ha ha ha. It's a dark but very on-brand idea. Fans even debate who would win. Chandler has a good record. Carl is determined. Chris is strategic. And Nolan is the wild card. Hopefully, this final MrBeast challenge doesn't happen for another 70 years. But only MrBeast could turn his own funeral into a viral showdown. One might assume MrBeast, worth billions, would love in a mansion like many celebrities. The truth is the opposite. He doesn't even own a house. Until very recently, Jimmy literally lived out of a small studio apartment inside his office in North Carolina. How small? About 200 square feet. Basically one room and a bathroom. In a podcast tour, MrBeast showed that his humble abode had a little kitchenette with a mini fridge, a couch, a TV on the wall, his bed in the corner behind a curtain, and not much else. Why on earth would a young man worth hundreds of millions choose to live like this? Jimmy's reasoning? Efficiency. By living at the office, he can roll out of bed and start work in seconds. "My commute is basically 6 steps, he laughed. He doesn't have to waste time driving to an office or worry about maintaining a huge house. This one-room apartment is attached to his massive 50,000-plus square foot production warehouse, reportedly valued around $50 to $70 million. So it's like living at the studio lot of a movie production, because that's essentially what the MrBeast operation is. Of course, MrBeast couldn't resist adding a couple quirky upgrades to his tiny home. One is a $2,000 high-tech Japanese toilet with a heated seat and built-in bidet. I'm telling you, a heated toilet seat will change your life. On the walls, Jimmy keeps things minimal. A few computers and camera gear, his 10 Guinness World Record plaques, and some motivational posters of Steve Jobs for inspiration. All in all, it's a far cry from the glamorous life you'd expect. MrBeast says owning fancy cars or mansions doesn't interest him. He'd rather use money to make more videos or help others, and he finds personal luxury a waste. It's almost like he's allergic to spending on himself. Living in a tiny studio might sound crazy, but for MrBeast, it's just another way he stays fully dedicated to his mission of content creation. Before the mansions, before the millions, before the world knew his name, Jimmy Donaldson's childhood was marked by shadows he rarely talks about. His mother, Sue, was a strong Army officer
who built her life on discipline and courage. But behind the closed doors of marriage, she faced something darker. A husband who turned violent. The man who was supposed to protect his family became the very reason they were in danger. When Jimmy was only a toddler, Sue made a choice no mother should ever have to make. With two little boys, Jimmy and his older brother CJ, she fled. They packed up, left everything behind, and moved to another state, just to survive. It was escape or tragedy. Life after that wasn't easy. As a single mom, Sue worked long hours to keep food on the table. The 2008 recession hit hard. Bills piled up, and sometimes she barely managed to scrape by. Jimmy watched his mom fight battles most people never see, and it left a mark. That quiet suffering shaped him. It gave him drive. It gave him empathy. In 2019, Sue opened up about those years in a book called Rock Bottom and Faithless. In it, she wrote one chilling line: "Being separated from my abusive husband didn't immediately release me from the grip of his control." That sentence says it all. The scars were real. The pain ran deep. No wonder Jimmy avoids the subject. It's not the kind of story you brag about in interviews, but it explains so much. It explains why, when he finally found success, the very first person he spoiled wasn't himself. It was his mom. He bought her a house, gave her money, brought her into his videos, where she scolded him with laughter instead of fear. For Jimmy, Sue isn't just his mother, she's his hero. The woman who carried him through the darkest part of his life. And if you've ever wondered where MrBeast's endless generosity comes from, the answer isn't in the money or the fame. It's in the love of a mom who chose survival and in a son who never forgot it.